Good evening, my name's Richard Lannen, rhymes with the canon, and yes, I've made it all the way to the evening. Didn't miss much, it was just an office day, but I needed to save up a bit of time to go over today's topic, my tips for using the Deliveroo platform. Welcome to the vlog. Right, I'm trying a new position here just to see how this sits. It'll all make more sense one day. Need to change the lighting. Anyway, Deliveroo. So if you are on the Deliveroo platform or you're thinking about the Deliveroo platform, this video could be for you. Now, we joined pretty much straight away with the platform, with Deliveroo, and they sent through the box and everything like that. But we didn't get online straight away. And the main reason for that was the packaging. So the first tip I have is make sure you are set for packaging. Deliveroo have a very good packaging website where you can order samples. That's the most important bit to start with. You need to work out exactly how you will send your meals. And to do that, you need to know what packaging you're going to use. Now, we're quite lucky. I could give Sophie any one of the sample boxes and she could do something with it. But we've chosen one box. We didn't go to town and order like 2 or 3 of each size of box. We've chosen one, usually the biggest one, because of course then you can put more in it and you don't really need the smaller ones, just until we can dial in a little bit and work out exactly how we want to send things and then tweak it up a little bit later. But for the initial cost, I'd say, because there's not really a setup charge to Deliveroo, that is your biggest cost, packaging. So choose wisely, get as many samples as you possibly can, and just test out the water first. Then you need to stock that item. Before you can go live, you need to be ready, because guarantee if you turn that tablet on and you're ready to go and you don't have the packaging, it'll just ruin the whole thing. So packaging first, invest in the packaging. Next up, it's the menu. So my next tip is make sure your menu is right. And you're not supposed to do a menu that's different to yours. So what we did is we just sent a link to our website menu, which is all on our website, and we can adjust it. Now, there is a tip here. Make sure your pricing is set correctly. What I mean is, we had, the first day we turned it on, we had an order within about half an hour. And that order was for pancakes, I think. And because our menu was set with prices rather than additional costs, what actually happened was the pancake was doubling. So to order your choice or your preference of syrup, for example, it was adding the whole meal again with that additional cost. So it should have only been 50 or 60p more. It was adding the same amount again, plus that 60p more. So people weren't selecting what they wanted on their pancakes. We were having to guess. So I worked that out because I had to go through the app and worked out that it was trying to charge that again, and I wouldn't pay that. So you need to spend a bit of time on your menu. You need to test it. So you need to go into the app yourself and test it, because with each product, some of them we've got multiple options that they have to be able to choose. Now, it could be a drink selection. There's no additional cost to that, but we want them to use the drink selection from our menu. It can get quite confusing. So if you need to, send them a separate menu in a PDF format that you can do that, and then you can adjust it and have your menu. So I made it a little bit more difficult because I linked it to our website one. So I probably, in the future, keep a separate menu, and then over time just tweak the menu. So things that are selling, try and reduce it down, because ultimately you have to keep all those items in stock. If you're open anyway, not so bad. Test the menu, try the app for yourself, and just make sure all the options tally up and that you can select everything you need to, and try and get someone else to test it. Which brings me on to tip number 3. Get someone you know to order a test. So when you sign up to the app, you get a little credit. They sort of allow you to help test it, and if you recommend someone, they'll give you £4 off an order. Now, I suggest you use that, and what we did was, my brother, who lives just at the edge of the town, it was about as far as you could probably go with a Deliveroo area. He ordered a few different meals and had them delivered. When they arrived, he then FaceTimed me, and I could watch him unbox everything and open it and make sure it's all right and in the perfect order, and most importantly, hot. Which they were. So the only thing that came from that was that he couldn't order a drink separately because we hadn't had the drinks menu on there with the right prices. So sorted all that, absolutely fine. So test your menu, get someone to test it, even order it yourself. Obviously from a different, don't do it. They won't be able to pick it up if you do it from your premises to your premises. That would be a waste of time. The next tip, which I think is number 3, make sure you have everything in stock. So with the tablet, you can go in and select every single item that you have, whether it's available, out of stock. Try and do that every morning when you go out, or evening if you start in the evening. You can select which items are available and which are not. Not available or not available today, which will basically put a line through it. If you say not available today, we'll put a line through it and say out of stock for today. But obviously customers can see that and potentially order it next time. If you take it off unavailable, they'll never see it, they won't know it's there. So just choose what you need to do, but do that every single day. Otherwise, you'll have a scenario like we had where we needed, I think it was an orange juice bottle, didn't have one. I had to run to the shop. Literally, there was a scenario. If I had had the camera, I was too busy running after the Deliveroo guy with a bottle of orange juice in my hand. He did not pick it up. And basically the option then is if you forget something or it's missing, the customer can then just ask for a refund on that item, which is fair enough. Bearing in mind, if that was part of a meal, that would have been pretty much the whole meal refunded, I believe. So keep that in mind. If you forget one part of a meal, the whole thing is refunded. If you need to argue your case, the only way you can get out of paying that refund is if a delivery driver has picked up more than one order. So yours is shared with another order, and then potentially there could be a mix-up. That's then the rider's fault, I believe. So keep that in mind. Try not to forget anything and make sure everything's in stock. Restart the tablet. Now, these tablets are given to you by Deliveroo, but we've definitely had some issues where they're not 100% accurate. It tends to reset and things like that. So we leave it charged, we plug it in regularly, but try and restart it every day just to keep it fresh. It could be the software, it's not the hard way, it's not the best way, but restart it, make sure it's fresh, make sure you're looking after it, make sure it's in a good place, it's not next to anything too hot, and make sure it's charged. That's the other important thing. Tip number 5, I think we're on. Now, you'll get to have regular riders and you get used to how they go, but ask them how they like things. Now, we've had some that like to really tape up drink cartons and things, others a little bit more chilled. It really depends on how they're traveling. If they're in a car, they're pretty laid back. If they're on a bike, they need to have everything strapped down because literally they're pedaling and they don't want anything to go anywhere. They also sometimes ask for little plastic bags for some of the cups. So we wrap everything, package it in a certain way, and we expect it to get there in that same way. Help the drivers and riders out by just checking to see if they like it any particular way, and then you can see if it's that driver because the app tells you. And tip number, advertise. We haven't actually really gone to town on our advertising yet. We've made like one post and the riders come in and they sort of say, oh, you need things. I have used the Deliveroo open sign just as a temporary measure because Sophie's making one. Don't want to add more pressure. She's already got a lot to do. So it's doing the job. It says if we're open or closed. And it's advertising the fact that we're on Deliveroo. They give you cards, they give you some leaflets, they give you some stickers. Use it, post it, let people know that you are on Deliveroo to get people on Deliveroo. Not everyone knows what Deliveroo is. Very intriguing to a lot of people, and everyone we've spoken to have said, oh, that's really clever. So link it everywhere. We have it linked on our website now, I think. But what we did do is just sort of, like we did with the tea room, we've had a bit of a soft launch, so we didn't shout about it straight away. We gave ourselves a chance to iron out all the kinks and make sure that everything was right and working how it should be before fully pushing it. So we haven't even started yet. This will be its own campaign. As soon as, I'd say we're ready, but we've just got a few events and things that are sort of keeping us occupied at the minute, and we will be giving it a full solid push very shortly. And the final tip, just keep going. It's one of those things, Deliveroo is a new thing to a lot of people. Now to me and us youngsters, yeah, I'll include myself in that, although I am so not. 32 is so not. But I class myself as that younger generation then, we'll say. But it's new. The older generations won't understand it, and if you've just spent all your time and effort trying to convince your boss that you need to be on Deliveroo, stick at it. It's slow growing, but definitely there is an interest. people seem to be very keen on. I am definitely one of the people. We cannot get Deliveroo at home, otherwise I 100% would. I have ordered Deliveroo to the tea room at least 3 or 4 times now, and most of the places in, but it's just very convenient and it works. It does work. So they're working their side, they're marketing for you, they're trying to make the effort. So just keep going. Don't panic if you don't get any orders on the first day or the second day or the third day. Now, we were really lucky. We were having orders straight away. So we had to be ready, and the busiest day we probably had 6 or 7 orders. Usually that's on a day where the tea room is also busy. So it's a learning curve for everyone. Sophie's having to cope with it, and we tend to support her as much as we can. Don't give up, be patient, it will grow. Hopefully some of those tips you may have found helpful, useful. If you've got any tips and you'd like to share them down below, please comment, it will help everyone. If you're thinking of getting started on the Deliveroo app, email them. That's how you get started. If you've got any questions that I can possibly answer, put them in the comments down below and I will get back to everyone. Thank you for watching. Until next time.